It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Checking out play by a team that we've come to expect nothing less from. There they are, top spot in the East. Tonight, we're going to be watching LeBron James, still physically superior in just about every matchup. Says he feels his athleticism has waned a little, Shaq. I'm not sure if I see it.
Well, he's older, but listen, Ernie, I played with this guy. He's 275, 5% body fat. He's an absolute handful to deal with in the post and on the open floor.
Let's take him back.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Kevin Harlan here, along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Last game for the Hawks, they picked up the W against the Clippers in Los Angeles.
And really complete control of that game. If you recall, guys, they made sure they didn't have to sweat that one out down the stretch.
They didn't make any mistakes, kept everything tight, and coasted to the finish line.
Looking at the starting five for the Atlanta Hawks. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Teague and Korver are the guards. And it's Bazemore at the three.
Wow, what a pass. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
On defense, the Hawks.
And Kent Bazemore, the long-armed lefty out of Old Dominion, where he was the Division I Defensive Player of the Year back in 2011, a 5-year senior. He graduated with 2 degrees, one in criminal justice, the other in human service. You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for the Cavaliers. Now here's Korver. That's tipped. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And now they decide.
And rebounding 3 straight seasons back in college. A former...
Talking about Millsap's ferocious rebounding. He battles inside, but Clark, he is so skilled.
Yeah, he's just really a good all-around basketball player. He can pass, handle, step out, and hit the three. Very, very versatile. He makes an impact on the game a lot of ways.
Here's Teague, following the basket by Kevin Love, and he commits the intentional foul. Well, you just watched Jeff Teague. He's a natural scorer. Clark, he's also made steady improvement as a playmaker.
Yeah, you look at his assist rate, Kevin, well in the top 10 in the league. He's cut down on his turnovers as well. You can tell he's starting to really figure it out, and the game is slowing down for him.
And Teague's also athletic. You know, sometimes you forget that. I mean, this guy's got the tools also to be a terrific defender. And I still think he's developing consistency at that end of the floor. And speaking of Jeff Teague's defense, I mean, his rebounding, I think, could also be a little higher. I mean, with his bounce, he can get in there and grab a few more.
Well, we know the Mozgov started last season with the Nuggets and then was traded to Cleveland midway through the season.
And what an impact he made on the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly at the defensive end. His size and his activity really helped the Cavs become outstanding at the defensive end.
A free throw dropped for Bazemore.
And credit to the Cavs for going out and getting Mozgov. I mean, they paid a hefty price giving up the 2 first-rounders. But thus far, he's proved to be worth it.
Change hands.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
And, guys, I think each team knows they can win this game, just a matter who can catch that momentum. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
And an intentional foul right there. Last year, a good one for Jeff Teague, Clark. He was a first-time All-Star in this league.
He's a pick-and-roll technician, so good in reading the defense as he operates from that spot on the floor. He was really the catalyst for what was a really efficient offense for the Hawks.
Jeff Teague, a real speed merchant. I mean, very tough to stay in front of. He can put you on skates, blow by, and get right to the rim.
Jefferson's checked in for the Cavaliers.
And guys, Jeff Teague, an attack guard. He's just an average three-point shooter, but he gets to the free throw line in bunches, shoots at a high percentage, and has really revolved, I think, into one of the elite point guards in the league.
Here's Teague after the basket by Timofey Mozgov. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Earlier, I was able to catch up with Mike Budenholzer. He's been chewing over the best plan of attack against this defense with all that shot blocking inside. He said the big thing is we can't play hero ball. We've got to be unselfish and trust our offense. Kevin, we'll see if they can turn the tables this time around and even the season series. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris, and quite a focus for the game here early on, and an important one too, guys.
Yeah, I mean, up against this team, finding ways to crack their defensive shell is always going to be the #1 challenge.
And I would say it would be the #2 and #3 challenges as well, guys.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Not the guy you want to send to the line, Kevin.
For Atlanta, they have been shooting right around 75% the line, 9 of 12 so far.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
And stolen by Horford. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. The free throw dropped for Bazemore. Well, you have to love the energy and the effort given every night by Kent Bazemore, hustling for loose balls. Greg, a lot like you, actually. Runs the floor like a tornado, can handle the ball, the consummate role player.
He really is. And you know, you have to have guys who can be effective without the basketball, Kevin. There's only one out there.
Right.
And you're going to have 5 guys, so you need other areas of the game to be effective. And he focuses on the defense, the rebounding, all those little things that add up to victories.
And, you know, going back to Kent Bazemore, he was not a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Was solid and unspectacular in college. Entered the NBA as an undrafted free agent. Exceeded everybody's expectation.
Mozgov kicks to Love. That's good.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
The Hawks leading, and now we've got the intentional foul.
And getting back to Kent Bazemore, I mean, he will always have a role in this league because of his defense and his positive attitude. He's the kind of guy who gets counted out early and goes on to have a legitimate 10-year NBA career.
Now here's Love. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense.
And so they foul intentionally.
And Kyle Korver enjoying a career renaissance, if you will, here in his 30s. A former late 2nd-round pick. He's kicked around the league a little bit. He's really found his niche here in the motion offense of the Atlanta Hawks.
A little background on drafted 51st by the Nets back in 2003. They sold his rights to the Sixers for a little over 100.
In hindsight, but I heard that machine is very reliable.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Let's check. And it's Shumpert penetrating. Down low, here's Mozgov.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
And he commits the intentional foul. Guys, just watching Kevin Love, he brings so much to the table. But if you had to pick one thing, Clark, it might be the rebound.
I agree with you. I mean, he's not super athletic, doesn't blow you out of the water with his athleticism, but a few seasons back, this guy averaged 15 rebounds a game.
Shumpert passes to Mozgov. Jefferson has a wide-open look. Wide-open shot is on the money.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
And they go to the intentional foul.
And guys, you look at what makes Love such a prolific rebounder. Great anticipation. I mean, he has the broad shoulders to create space in the paint, the strong anchor to hold his position. It's no wonder he's been a dominating force on the glass at every level since high school.
Now here's Shumpert. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Jefferson passing to McCray. They grab their own miss. Out to Shumpert from deep. And Kevin Love, the bucket with the assist by Shumpert. 9 points for Kevin Love.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there. You know, regarding Kevin Love, he had a number of difficult transitions to make last season. Most of all, perhaps on the offensive glass. He averaged less than 2 a game after averaging 3 or more a game every other season.
The shot is good by McCray.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Cavaliers?
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
And an intentional foul right there. That free throw, no good.
And guys, you hear about how the Hawks are jokingly referred to as the Spurs of the East. It has to do with their coach, Mike Budenholzer, who's really brought that philosophy here to Atlanta.
Irving's checked in for McCray. Now here's Mozgov. He had 10 points in the win against Boston. Jefferson. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no line in those totals.
Free throw good. Teague. Thompson, he's checked in for Kevin Love. That one misses. Cavaliers leading. Shumpert dishes to Irving. Outside Jefferson. Back to Irving. Shumpert gets a wide open look. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Shumpert's got his second bucket. Atlanta with the ball.
They're using this full court pressure right now, looking to create some turnover.
And an intentional foul right there.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role, didn't let the move bother him, and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
And so Teague gets 2 free throws. Well, for Thompson, he was great off the bench. You're right, Greg, for the Cavs last year. Even earned some Clark's 6th Man of the Year consideration votes.
And deserved it because of how he played and his impact. He actually had his best year in terms of shooting efficiency. Shot a career-high 55% from the floor. Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
Now, here is Irving. A 20-point game for him in the win against Boston.
Yeah, but he was the ultimate two-way player. Defensively, also doing a great job. Couple blocks in that game as well.
And yes, sir, that one drops.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. And so he's picked up his final foul. He will sit for the rest of this game. And Cleveland making a change here. Fry's checked in. And speaking of Irving's star status, last season a signature shoe in his name. I see, in fact, that you and Clark are wearing them tonight. That's always a big deal.
Kevin, that's an elite club to be in. Only the true superstars get that kind of status. He certainly got the flash to go with the substance. Yeah, just frustrated by their lack of production offensively, and I can't blame them. I mean, they're getting the looks, but the shots just aren't falling.
Yeah, and the slump that they're having shooting the ball can take its toll on you if you're not mentally strong. So I like this time out here to try to get those guys reset and refocused.
McCray is checked in for Cleveland. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Schroeder's checked in. After a rookie season in which he really struggled, Dennis Schroeder made big strides last year.
Yeah, I think pretty much dramatic improvements across the board, Kevin. Really a most improved candidate for sure. He solidified that reserve unit for the Hawks, in my opinion.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
And they go to the intentional foul.
And Schroeder still with room to grow. I mean, he needs to improve his three-point shot and cut down his turnovers. But those are things that often come with time. And he's got time, still very young at this stage of his career.
And for Schroeder, not a great outside shooter yet, but he's an attack guard. I mean, blinding speed, very slippery, eel-like. He gets into that lane and can make a defense collapse in a heartbeat. That alone is where his value is right now.
And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max vertical, shoulders carved like Michelangelo. But he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set. And you can see that evolution right before your eyes.
That's good from Schroeder. And talking about Iman Shumpert, he seemed to learn from working with LeBron and Kyrie last year.
Yes, Shumpert was brought over for his defense, clearly, but as a bonus, his offense improved and got better. Now let's see if he can build on that going forward. Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Cleveland.
You know, Channing Frye signed a 4-year, $32 million contract in 2014. And in the very first leg of that contract, promptly had his worst season in 5 years. In fact, he even lost his starting job along the way. Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Dellavedova's checked in. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for the Hawks. Talking about Channing Frye last year, the three-point shot still there for the second straight season, Greg. He hit the second most threes among power forwards again, handing him back at Kevin Love.
Yeah, and offensively fine, but that defense, Kevin, was not there. And Frye was neither quick enough or aggressive enough to stop anyone. And you know he has the talent. It's up to him. He's got to dig a little deeper if he really wants to realize his potential.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going. And Dennis Schroeder has drawn some comparisons to Rajon Rondo. Long arms, very quick and athletic. He's awfully tough to keep in front of you, but he's also a guy that can knock down a mid-range jump shot.
This Dennis Schroeder, in a lot of ways, like a Greg Anthony, very quick, very smart on the floor, but he's a young player, and he says, Clark, that he watched a lot of tape of Tony Parker to see how he got to the basket.
Yeah, and that's a great blueprint, especially when you consider the Hawks run a very similar system to the Spurs.
And the free throw stats there, 6 of 8 shooting, so 75% so far. McRae's checked in for Mozgov. Schroeder hits them both. Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of the great Tim Hardaway Sr., had a very good rookie season. However, last season, Clark, not the improvement that some were hoping to see on him.
Kevin, you knew the expectations were going to be high going forward, very high. But sometimes you step back before you move forward. He only shot 39% last season, very low for a guy of his caliber.
And we were talking about Hardaway Jr., and he had a very good shot coming out of college. Does a good job of freeing himself off screens, plays with good energy and intensity. For this young man, I believe the sky is the limit. How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
That free throw missing.
You know, with Hardaway Jr., it's not my thing to compare guys to other players, but he could use a little bit of his dad's quickness and ball handling. Tim Sr. was one of the best in the league at getting his own shot and getting shots for others. If Tim Jr. can get half of that in his game, his star will rise. They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
You're right. 3 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. James checked in for Cleveland.
Kevin, that trip there was a good sign for him. He's been getting to the line often, but has been struggling to convert.
The Cavaliers leading by 6. The three. Another three for Cleveland.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
You look at what Schroeder has done so far. He's already got 12 points and 1 rebound, imposing his will right from the word go.
You know, everybody wants to get off to a great start, and that's exactly what he's done.
Now, here's Fry. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. And the shot no good from McRae.
So far on the glass, it hasn't even been close.
Yeah, they're taking it to him. It feels like they've gotten every loose ball.
He misses the free throw. So he comes up empty, missing both. Cavaliers leading. Jefferson passing to McRae. Rebounded by Hardaway. And that's an intentional foul. This is his first free throw of the game. That free throw good from Hardaway. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Smith is checked in. Hardaway hits them both. And for the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off a good outing against the Boston Celtics.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at him.
Outside for Jefferson. LeBron dishes to Smith. That 3 off the mark. The Hawks trail by 5. And now we've got the intentional foul. First free throw is good. McRae's checked in for LeBron. 2 shots. Hardaway hits them both. The Cavaliers leading by 3. Pass to Thompson. Smith wide open. He fires. That's in. Coming off the assist from Thompson. Smith's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And one thing about Tristan Thompson, he is an absolute terror on the offensive glass. Was top 5 in that category last year, despite patient of the carry, and uses his gigantic wingspan to just go up and reel it in. Terrific motor. And
he'll make the walk of shame back to the bench. He gets to watch the rest from the sideline.
Jones checked in for the Cavaliers on offense. It's a 5-point game. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Clearly, that was the overriding factor. A double-digit advantage on the board. They just pounded them inside.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Schroeder hits them both. 1:53 left to play here in the first. Cephalosha with the steal. Smith kicks to Jefferson. Jones the pass to Jefferson. Smith dishes to Jefferson. Cleveland moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. Fry with the ball. He had a nice open look right there. Fry's got his second basket.
And they can up the ante a little bit there after that basket.
Yeah, you know, their lead's increasing, and they've got to be feeling better and better about the way this game is starting to play out now. So we'll see if they can close it out.
Schroeder hits them both. The Cavaliers leading by 6. Smith kicks to Thompson. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 3 assists now in this one. The Hawks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And now they decide to foul intentionally. That's good from Schroeder. And Cleveland making a change here. Jones is checked in. And he can't hit the second. Feeds to Smith. There's the pass to Fry. Jefferson kicks to Jones. That's good. And the Cavaliers lead by 9.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
And he makes the first.
2 shots.
Hardaway hits them both. 56 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Nice shot by Smith.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Now here's Schroeder. What a tremendous game he played against the Clippers. Now safe to say that J.R. Smith has never been short on confidence, Clark, his entire career.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who could actually play with confidence and back it up. When he's hot from the floor, he can take over games single-handedly.
And for Smith and his confidence, last year even he said he's on pace to be one of the best shooters the game has ever seen. So obviously not lacking in belief in his ability.
Can't make good off the screen.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
And there's the call on Jefferson. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. LeBron, he's checked in for Jefferson.
And not sure if I can agree with J.R. Smith's assessment that he'll be one of the greatest shooters of all time, but he's pretty deep into his career at this point. Maybe he's hoping for a Kyle Korver type of career after 30 years of age.
That's good. Smith's got 11 points.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple. When that happens, you simply just hope they start cooling off.
And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And so he makes both from the line. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter. LeBron dishes to Smith. Kicks to Fry. Pass to Jones. There's the feed to Smith. Jacks up a three. He got it up that time, but we caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself.
We expect so much.
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media he and LeBron deal with, but also, and Clark, perhaps the most demanding of all are the expectations they've got for each other.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, two guys who expect so much of themselves to start with, who naturally have a vision of how great the other guy should be. I mean, they're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from each other. And that's a lot of fun to watch.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
Excellent hustle, and you know the coach has to be pleased with that effort at the defensive end.
Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. Thompson is out there with Jones, and it's Fry in at the three slot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. And that's an intentional foul. Free throw good, Teague.
Oh my gosh, I just got that. Jeff Teague taking 2 shots.
And so Teague hits 2 free throws. The Cavaliers leading by 5. Jones drives in, and he gets the bucket. Jones has got 6 points.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. James checked in for Cleveland. First free throw is good.
Hitting your free throws is a good way to get back into it. It stops the clock and extends the game. I mean, you want to take advantage of that situation. And they're shooting much better from the line here in the second quarter. So far, they haven't missed one. Steady work at the free throw line. Just what we're used to seeing out of him. Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise